With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actress and singer Tommi Rose with me. So welcome, Tommi.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
So we've been bonding off camera over our gluten allergies.
We have.
I get people don't understand how exciting it is to run into somebody else that has this curse.
It's everything. It really feels like it's like, it's very similar to like when you're watching a TV show and you're like, it's not that big of a TV show kind of, and you find somebody who also watches it and you're like, can we just sit down for 5 hours and just discuss?
Yes. I mean, that's exactly what it's like because nobody understands. It's the same thing if you're nerdy like I am. A lot of the stuff that I watch and stuff, nobody else is watching that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you run into somebody, well, there's your evening.
Oh, it's everything, and it's helpful,
Yeah. Pretty good. So, Tommi, thank you so much for doing the show. I was super excited and I'll tell you, this is how I wanted to talk to you. This is how it kind of worked out. So I had Jenna Shaw was on the show that did a Savannah Haunting.
Yes,
with you. And so I was researching her, and so I'm looking. I'm like, okay, let me see who's in that. And I saw that you were in it, and I was like, oh, I've seen her in other stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna reach out and see if I can get her on it. And here you are.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm already so happy that I have a gluten-free buddy.
So. I know. Now you've got a connection. If you ever come out on this end of the country, or if I go out that way, then we have somebody we can check with.
Oh, I know
where to go.
I know. I'm so happy. I'm already like I feel like I got such a wonderful bonus.
I know it was worth it just for that.
Right? I know, it's everything.
So I've been listening to you sing, and you have an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you. I've been doing
really good.
Thank you. I love it. It's a lot of fun for me. It's funny because every once in a while, like I'll forget that I sing, I think. And today was one of the days that I was like, oh, let me just pull up some random karaoke tracks on YouTube and sing like 8 songs in a row. I'm sure my neighbors love me, but I
wish I had that ability.
But it's fun. It's fun. I love it. I have loved it. I started in musical theater, so and the worlds collide very often, which works out
well. I mean, so tell me how that worked out as you were growing up. Did you have your ambition to do something in music, or did you know you wanted to get into like acting and maybe get to sing too?
So my parents always tell people that I was singing before I could talk. So I have been doing that for longer.
Yeah.
But I believe they put me in acting classes for the first time when I was 3.
Wow.
Because I think it was like called like the Jelly Bean Camp or something. But but I remember they told me it was because I had way too much energy. So they put me in an acting class to kind of like channel that in a good way, and that kind of led into musical theater. And I actually didn't do film and TV until much later. I started musical theater. That was my love. I wanted to be on Broadway. That was like my thing. And I did that for a really long time, and I loved it. And then I kind of film and TV was something that I always like thought about, but I just didn't really know anything about it. And I did little things here and there, but I didn't really get serious about it until I got my braces off in middle school, and I was like, okay, well, now I can do film and TV, and I started doing it, and I just absolutely fell in love with it, and I just loved everything about it. I had some really fantastic experiences and met some really fantastic people, and I just really, really loved it. And I remember actually I did this Broadway camp with my friends when I was around the time that I had just gotten my braces off.
Yeah.
And there was all of the, it was like a big camp, and you could go to, a ton of different types of classes. And I remember that one of the classes that we went to was on-screen acting. And, these are all Broadway kids. The camp was in New York. And I remember doing this class, and it just came very naturally to me. And it just, I guess the style and the difference and everything. And I remember the teacher of that class was like, yeah, you should do this. Like this works for you. I remember like all the other kids were kind of like, I just didn't, like, I think that it just fit and it just worked, and I think ever since that, and ever since the first few sets that I was on, I love it. I really do. And I still love musical theater. But I feel like film was, what I felt like I fit in that world.
Yeah, I think that's really neat, because usually it's the well, it's kind of similar. When you talk to actors, they would, if you ask them what their love is, they would say the stage, but they tend to work more on the movie and TV side.
Yeah, it's funny because I really genuinely love so many things about both. And I think the reason a lot of people prefer stage sometimes is the live aspect and the feeding off the audience, and there's something really magical and special about that. But it's funny because there's things about film that I know I could never live without. I mean, being on set and that whole experience, and and the fact that it's immortalized, long after I'm gone, my films and my work is still going to be there, which I think is such a magical aspect of that, so I'm very, very bad at picking favorites. I've always been bad at picking favorites. People ask me if I like singing or acting better, and I love both, and or stage or film. And I
think you can do both.
Yeah, I cats and dogs. I love both. I'm very bad at picking favorites.
Well, are your parents creative, or is that something that you just happen to come up with?
Yes. So my mom she just helped me, with my entire career growing up and everything. And she actually, both of them acted when they were younger. And both of them modeled like a lot. Like they were going around the world modeling. And my dad is incredible at the guitar, so good. He's actually played guitar on a few of my songs.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
I would love that. As a dad, I would love that.
Oh, he's so great. I mean, even the stuff that I haven't like put out, sometimes like he'll send me a track and I'll write lyrics and music to it. Last year for Christmas, actually, he had sent me this track that this song that he had written, but he doesn't write lyrics and melody. He just writes, the guitar part.
Yeah.
And he sent me this track and he's like, Tommy, please write something. And I'm like, Dad, I'm busy. Right. And so for Christmas that year, one of his presents was I wrote the song, and it was about him and my mom. It was about their whole, their story and everything. Yeah, it was. I felt like it was like a pretty good present, but it was super cool. Yeah. And I mean, my mom really, like, I would not be doing anything in this world if it wasn't for her. I mean, she believed in me from the very beginning. She was so smart about, making sure that I was in the right classes and doing the right stuff. And, she really guided me through the whole thing. So both of them are very artistic type people, and very different.
I mean, that's terrific.
Yeah, it's really great. My whole family is just very, we're very much into the arts just in general. My brother writes screenplays. I mean,
oh, really?
Yeah, the whole family is just, we get it. We watch movies, we debate them afterwards. It's fantastic. It works out really well. So,
yeah, that's pretty great, because a lot of times, when you have like one person in the family is in the entertainment business, it can be difficult on everybody else.
Yeah.
But if they're kind of involved and they definitely understand, the industry a little bit, that's pretty helpful.
Yeah. Oh, it's everything. And it's so helpful too. Like when, I was younger and I was going on these sets and my mom would have to go with me and, my dad and my brother would stay home and they would like take care of the dogs. And everybody has always just been, I love my family. My family is everything to me.
It's awesome.
And I really am able to, do the job that I'm so in love with because they support me and they believe in me and they never complain about anything ever.
That's great. I mean, that's just good parenting.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's fantastic. And it takes so much stress off of me to know that, I can be gone for, on set for months and weeks at a time. And the second I come back home, nothing has changed. They're taking care of the dogs if they need to. They're taking care of my cat if they need to. They're, everybody supports everybody, which is, everything anyone could ever want. So
yeah,
I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. So we used to watch you in a show called I Am Frankie.
Yes.
It's been a while. Been a little few years.
It has been a while.
But the kids used to, some of our kids used to watch that show, so I'd watch that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, watch that with them, and you were really good on there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was fantastic to film. Everybody in that cast, we're all still so close. We have a group chat and we actually were all just on Halloween. Actually, we were all just, texting everybody saying like, hope you all had a fantastic Halloween. The whole cast is just.
I mean, that's what, if I was on a show, that's what I would want. I'd want the cast to be close enough that you had a group chat.
Oh, that's it. It's honestly one of my favorite things about set is these like really close friendships. Cause you're with these people for weeks and weeks and weeks, every single day for hours and hours.
Right.
So you get really, really close with these people in such a short amount of time. And I mean, it's fantastic. One of my best friends in the entire world is, I met her on that set, and we hang out like every single day.
That's pretty great. Was she acting in the show as well or working on the show?
Yes. Her name is Amina. We hang out all the time. We play pool together like twice a week. So
oh, that's pretty great. Are you any good at pool?
So I actually, okay. I'm like, I don't want to like hype myself up too much. I'm good for as little as I've been doing it. Like I haven't been doing it for that long.
Okay.
And I have friends that like, they'll come and they'll teach us. Cause me and Amina decided that we just wanted to be, really good at pool. Yeah. So we had some friends of ours come and teach us every once in a while and they seem to be impressed by us.
That's a good life skill to have, I think.
Right. And it's fun. It's a great game. I got my mom into it. So now I'm forcing everyone in my life to play pool. So
I mean, you never know when you're going to find yourself in a bar that you might need to, play the game of pool of your life to get out of there.
Yeah. Settle something.
I've seen those movies.
Yeah. Exactly. You never know. I feel like it's a good skill to have, but it's fun. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, pool's a lot of fun. I haven't played in years, and we stopped and played just on a whim when we were in Austin a few weeks ago, and I had a blast. I don't think I'd played since college. It's just fun.
So fun. It really is. It's so fun, and it's I like the whole just kind of the environment around pool. Like I feel like every time I go into like a pool bar, like it's just cool and it's chill and
it's very chill.
Yeah, and people are friendly and they'll be, they'll talk to you if you're on the pool table next to them. And I don't know. I just think I think it's fun. And
you never go into a pool bar where it's just rowdy.
Yeah,
it's very calm.
It's always a good vibe. Yeah, exactly. It's always a good vibe. It's always people are friendly. People give you pointers. I just like the whole community around billiards and the whole.
Pretty good.
It's a cool little culture,
Was I Am Frankie? Was that a Nickelodeon show?
It was, yes.
Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah,
so you've done Nickelodeon. Now we got to get you on like Disney.
I know, got to hit, all the points, right?
I know you could have totally done Black Widow. They had like 400 widows in that, and you
I could have been another one.
You could have been
there
in
we
that.
go. That would have worked.
You just have to, same with Nickelodeon, I'm sure. You just got to get your foot in the door with something. But they do so much once you're in.
Yeah.
The jobs keep coming. So I hear. I can't speak to that firsthand. But I hear that that's what happened.
Yeah, it works for me.
I mean, are you a sci-fi fan? Would you want to be in a superhero or a Star Wars movie, something like that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, right? I know. Right. Watch me say like no, and you're like, all right, this is over.
Yeah, this is done.
But yeah, no, I would love to. I've always loved superhero movies. The whole thing. I mean, like I said, I'm bad at picking favorites, and I really love all the genres, and I would love to kind of, branch out into all the different, I'd also love to be a villain in a superhero movie.
That'd be fun. Because nobody would expect or suspect you for being the villain. That would be good.
Yeah, I do love the villains. I've always the endearing, the like the Harley Quinns and the
Have you ever been Harley Quinn for Halloween?
I have, yes, actually. The year that Suicide Squad originally came out. Yeah, I think I was 15, 16.
Yeah. Did you have the hammer?
Did I? Oh, the bat, right?
Yeah, okay, you had the bat. Okay,
I had the bat. Yeah, I was
I forgot because the cartoon, it was a hammer.
Yeah, I was really proud of that costume. I had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I totally was Harley Quinn that Halloween. Yeah. It's a great costume,
I can see that. Well, that'd be okay. We could, like, DC's connected with HBO. We get you.
Yeah. Up there. All of them. Why not?
Yeah, why not? If you could be a hero for one of them, but a villain for the other.
There we go.
Then you get the best of both.
There you go. That sounds perfect.
You worked with another friend of ours on I'll get it right, Bernie the Dolphin.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So we're friends with Lily Cardone, and who I think was like, wasn't she like the main person in that movie?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of main characters, and
Yeah, I guess there is.
Fantastic actors in that movie. But that whole cast is amazing. Everybody on that.
That's project. What she said. She said that was the best. Well, there was a couple of them, but the best movies to work on.
Oh yeah, I mean, such a atmosphere, because I think that I was only on set a few days, and I mean, I just felt immediately welcomed. Yeah. So great, such great people. Actually, there was like a Bernie the Dolphin reunion dinner that we all had like a while back. Cool. It was like a few weeks ago, and it was at like a Mexican restaurant in LA, and it was amazing. It was so much fun, and we got to see everybody, and some of the
filmed. Was it filmed down in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
An amazing cast. Everybody got along so well.
Yeah, it seemed like a good cast. My granddaughter, she's kind of young, but she likes those movies, but she likes the Dolphins.
They're fun. Who doesn't love dolphins?
It's hard not to like it.
I know, they're just so likable. And
I always heard, like growing up, I always heard, well, if you got dolphins in the water, there won't be sharks because they'll chase.
Yes, I heard the same thing. So I think that people just automatically kind of have a trust for dolphins.
Yeah, I was like, well, bring those dolphins in.
Yeah, bring the dolphins toward me, please. So.
Didn't you live in Florida for a little while?
Yeah, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I loved it. I still love it.
A little different water in LA than there is in Florida.
Yeah, so that's the only downside to growing up in Florida, is that it spoils you. And now I can't go in the water anywhere else because it's freezing.
I know. Well, so our beach is normally Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So it's the same type of water, though. The water's warm. I have none of this. Do you surf?
So I did like surf camp when I was a kid in Florida, but Florida's waves aren't that big, so I always feel weird saying that because I feel like I can't say like yes I surf because Florida has very small waves. But I did surf the very small waves very well.
Oh, well,
So
very good. Very good.
but I have a friend.
Have you ever been to Cocoa Beach in Florida?
I haven't.
Yeah, they've got pretty good waves there. It's more of a Myrtle Beach type of Carolina beach.
Oh, gotcha.
Cocoa Beach. But yeah, I was very surprised with that too because I was used to no waves, and then
Yeah,
we went there.
that's how in
Waves.
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, so I have a friend out here that wants to teach me how to surf, but she keeps saying, she's like, Tommy, trust me, you are not going to want a lesson until it gets a little warmer. And then when it did get warmer, I was away doing, work.
Well, you got to let me know if you learn to surf. That's something I've always wanted. Like, you couldn't tell by looking at me, but I'm like world-class body surf. Like I don't know why, but I can body surf. Like if it was an Olympic event, I think I could compete.
Oh, that is so cool.
I know. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to just surf. Never learned how.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. And it's just like one of the coolest, sports. It's just cool.
It's neat watching it.
Yeah. And it's fun. Sometimes like, when I am driving down the beach, like it's just fun to watch them surf. And I'm not like that with a lot of things, I like to be a participant, but with surfing, I'm like, I could just watch people do this.
Yeah, I know. It's the ones that are really good at it. It's amazing.
It's really cool. It's a cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah. I would think somebody in a movie with a dolphin could do it, but
I know. Sorry to disappoint. I can surf the Florida waves. I can. So that's
but are you on a full size surfboard or like the boogie board?
It's a full surfboard. It was
all right.
Surf camp.
No, well, yeah, that's right. You went to camp, so yeah.
Yeah, so it was something.
I bet you could learn. If you've done it before, you could learn.
Yes. Yeah, I think I could too. I think that I would just be the most concerned about like hitting my head or something. Because that's my problem is I actually pick things up too quickly and I get too confident too fast. And then I hurt myself.
And then you get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Which I always like go one step too far,
Yeah. The first time that my wife and I went to the beach together, I was showing off my body surfing skills. We were out in the water and I caught this wave. And you're underwater, so you can't see. You're just under the water, or you might be able to see a little, but you're moving pretty fast. So, but I caught this wave, and in my head, I'm like, this is as fast as anybody who has body surfed has ever went ever. I'm like, I was like a bullet going out there, and I was like, it's the best. But then I slammed into somebody. I mean, hard, and I'm thinking I'm under the water, and it hurt me, but I'm under the water, and I'm thinking I have killed somebody.
Oh no!
I mean, I hit them hard. So I come out of the water, and my wife's standing there and just crying, and there's snot coming out her nose, and I just hit her right in the stomach. Knocked all the air out of her. And like she was gasping for it was awful. It was awful. And we weren't married at that point. I'm surprised.
That is so funny.
It was
I'm glad you guys moved past that. I'm glad.
Well, I'm not allowed to body surf around her
anymore. Oh no. Oh, that is so funny.
Well, she said too that like she could see me coming, so she stepped to get out of the way, and I just underwater just moved with her. Like I was trying to hit her.
Yeah, like it was purposeful. That's so funny. Oh man.
So my daughter said to tell you that I want to make sure. Oh, she saw you in a movie called Deadly Cheer Mom.
Yes.
She said you're really good in it.
Oh, thank you. Tell her I say thank you.
Were you a cheer mom or a cheerleader?
So I was a cheerleader. My cheer mom was Mina Suvari, who is
Oh, I love Mira Sorvino.
adore her.
Yeah, I love her.
Incredible human being. I love her so much. Yeah, it was fantastic. Actually, this weekend I just went to my friend Ellie, who was also in the movie. I just went to her birthday party. So I got to see a lot of the girls that, you know, we're all still friends. We still have the group chat.
I love that.
It's called Deadly Cheer Sisters, and you know, we talk all the time. I see those girls.
I mean, do you think you stay close like that because you're like the same age range? You think that helps with the bonding, or is it just a cast thing where it's just a good cast and you bond?
You know, I think that the age thing might help, but honestly, I'm like that as well with you know, actors that are older than me, younger than me. I think
I mean, a good set's a good set if you have chemistry,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. I think it's just a matter of you know, when you have this common ground of loving what you're doing, and you know, and like I said, like you're with these people for such a long period of time, and so like intense, like all day, every day for weeks. So I think it just kind of like is this perfect storm of creating this really intimate, you know, connection.
Yeah, it's like a bonding experience.
Exactly, it is. It's totally a bonding experience, and it's, you know, not only are you, you know, spending all these days with these people, but you're spending these days doing something that all of you love doing.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that
I love that you've made friends on different sets.
Oh yeah, it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the job is the incredible people that I've met along the way. I've been so blessed with the cast that I've been a part of. They've really all been just fantastic, and all of them I have lifelong friends from.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you got to do a Christmas movie yet?
Wait, actually, okay, so I haven't. I have a Christmas song out called Smile for Christmas, but I've never done a Christmas movie, which is odd because I am the biggest Christmas fanatic that is alive. Like this is the what, like I could be the Olympic Christmas movie watcher. Like there is no one that loves Christmas like I do. Like it is so, like it's insane. I'm not even kidding you. Like I mean, it can be the middle of June and people like, it's kind of like people quote me, like it is something I say like normally all the time, where I just go, I can't wait for Christmas. Like I all the time. Like, and I will literally say it like once a week, in any month, like February, you know, July.
So you're like in full Christmas mode right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I am. Well, okay. So here's the thing: is I was always taught as a child that it is unacceptable to do anything Christmas before Thanksgiving, which kind of gave me a little bit of resentment for Thanksgiving.
I was the same way. We were the same way. Christmas didn't happen until after Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I still instinctively kind of go by that. Just because I know me and I know that I go so hard for Christmas that probably if I started before Thanksgiving, it would maybe be too much for the people around me to handle. Because it's bad. It doesn't stop. I mean, once I'm in Christmas mode, there's no getting me out of it. You will not find me not wearing like red or Christmas colors or a Christmas hat, like constant. It's
well, yeah, we got to get you in a Christmas movie. You love Christmas. You sing.
I know.
What else do you need?
Maybe that's next on the list. But
I think it needs to.
I'm a big fan of Christmas. That is my thing.
My daughter's like that, except like she can't hold off. So I'm pretty sure the day after Valentine's Day she started watching the Hallmark Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that I would be the same way if my parents did not like, you know, I think they
That's how my family was too. Growing up, they were just like, no, it's not. Each holiday has its specific time.
Yeah.
You don't celebrate the other ones until that time is done.
Yes. And that's kind of what I was always, and you know, it keeps it special, which is huge. So I mean, I remember one time my parents told me that they dropped me off at like a birthday party. I think I was like 6. And they came back and they were like, the parents of, the kid having the birthday was like, hey, so I just want to let you know that all the other kids are out playing at the pool. Tommi found out that we have Rudolph, and she's been watching it like on repeat the entire party. I literally sat in front of the TV and watched Rudolph like 3 times in a row because I was like, ooh, these parents let them watch Christmas movies all year. I literally thought they were like illegal, like all the other times of the year.
That's
So
funny.
I was so happy about it. My parents were like, Tommi, it is not Christmas. But once Thanksgiving does hit, my parents are right on board with me.
Then they're okay.
Yeah.
But when's Christmas over? Is it the end of the month or the day after?
New Year's. That's
I'm on board with that.
That's the rule in the Rose household. Is it goes from Thanksgiving Day to New Year's.
So the tree stays up till New Year's.
Yep.
Yeah, ours too. Too. I never understood that. Keep it up for a month or whenever and take it down like the day after Christmas. That seemed too soon to me.
It is too soon. And it's funny because I was telling my mom and I were talking about this the other day because, like I said, I talk about Christmas constantly. But we were working out and we were talking about, Christmas, and I was like, it's funny because Christmas Day isn't really what gets me excited. It's the leading up to it, it's the prepare, like I don't even, the presents thing is fun and everything, but like that's not why I love it so much. I like Christmas time, and I feel like the day after Christmas is one of my it's one of my favorite days of the year. I love the day after Christmas because then you get to play with all your stuff and and you play with your
that's a free day. Like growing up, you knew the day after Christmas that was just a play day.
Exactly. It's a play day. It's a lazy day. You don't leave the house. Yep. Chill in your PJs, your new PJs. Yep. It's one of my favorites. But
does your family get matching PJs every year?
Okay, so I have been trying to get matching PJs for my family for like 3 years now, and they have yet to get on board. And it's one of those things that I think me and my mom are like very excited about it, and my dad and my brother are like, no. Sorry, we're not doing that. But I have been actively advocating for that for like 3 years now. Who knows? Maybe 1 year.
If you were off, you're completely on your own. You've got your own family started. So we're down the road a little bit.
Got it.
Do you take that family, your family, to your parents' house for the holidays, or do they come to you?
That is such a great question, and I can't believe I've never thought of this. I feel like I don't actually know, because I want to say that we would go to them, but I'm planning on having a lot of kids.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know, because I've spent all of my Christmases in my house in Florida. That's where I spend Christmas. I've never spent it anywhere else. And honestly, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would want to spend it anywhere else, just because like that house is Christmas to me.
That's the house.
So I don't know, maybe I'll fly all my family down to Florida every Christmas. I don't know.
See, I'm kind of the mindset that Thanksgiving, the kids need to come to us. But Christmas, I'll go to them. Because kids like to play, and if you're traveling, if you got to go somewhere else, then you don't get stuff. So
see, I think that the only reason that I'm like I wouldn't want my parents to come to me is because I would also then need my brother to come to me, because
I get that because you're close.
I want everyone there. I'm very close to my family, so I think that because I think it would be fine if my brother also came to me, but wherever it is, all of us have to be there.
I love that. I love that. You're very family oriented. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
So what's a lot of kids? is that like 3 kids, 4 kids?
So I want to have 6.
I've never in my life heard somebody say they want 6 kids, because
I know.
what that means. That's
I know
busy.
It's a lot. But honestly, the thing about it is, right, is every time that I've ever, like, I've always said that I want to have 6 kids, and I'm not going to have all of them. I want to adopt, and I think that would be
okay.
And
see, I think that's a cool way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, so I think that would be cool, and I've always wanted to have like even as a kid, I pictured myself being a parent to a lot of kids. Like I always want.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Like having like a really big family. I just think that that's cool. And I don't know what it is, but every time, ever since I decided that, every time that I like see a couple like at Disney or at some kind of theme park, and they have like 6 kids, every single time that I come up, and I always do because I'm maybe a little bit too friendly with strangers, but I'll come right up to them and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you have 6 kids. I want to have 6 kids. What is it like? And every single time those parents look so happy and they're like, it's wonderful. And you know what I think it is? I think it's because when there's so many kids like that, the older ones look after the younger ones. So it kind of like, they kind of handle themselves. And I think because there's so many of them, they kind of have to be a little bit more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think it just kind of creates.
Well, and it usually makes them close too. The siblings.
Exactly. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I've always just like had this.
That's a lot of kids.
I want 6 kids. I don't know. And then also I feel like my parents are going to be such good grandparents.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it ever did get, a lot for me, I know they would help.
Yeah, they'd help out.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's how we do it here. So we've got 4 kids. 3 of them have kids of their own now, but they all of them live within a couple minutes of us. So we try to get all. We have 4 grandkids. We try to get all 4 of them at the same time, because then we want them to be close.
Yes, exactly.
Cousins should be close like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We used to, we go to my cousin's house every year for, I mean, now that I'm in LA, it's a little bit harder, but we used to go over for Easter and Thanksgiving and everything. And it's just
good
nice
memories.
Family. Yeah. It's just really nice. And we all get because we don't see each other as much now. Cause we're all spread out. Some of us are in Maryland, some of us are in LA, some of us are still in Florida. So, but when we do see each other, it's like part the seas, like everybody else is like, get away, everyone else, like my cousins are here, we get so excited. Like sometimes
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, like sometimes my parents like won't even tell me if my cousins are going to be, at some kind of family event, because they just want to see the look on my face when I see them.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like your parents.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're super cool. My friends
sound pretty good.
Honestly, sometimes I think like, especially like when I was younger, I honestly think that some of my friends were friends with me because my parents were so cool.
That's probably true. It probably helped.
Yeah, they're cool,
So Savannah Haunting just came out, right? It just came out a little bit. Yes. We just watched this because we watched it in the studio. We got enough room for like 15 people, so we had some people over and watched it. It was really good, and I did pretty well because I'm a chicken, and I managed to keep my eyes open for the majority.
That is so funny. I don't think I would expect that from you. I'm
a big chicken. I'm such a chicken.
Wow.
I don't like gory and bloody. I don't mind being scared. That's okay.
Got you.
But I don't do good with the gore and
that's
stuff.
Fair.
So, yeah, I don't. That's usually what has me closing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. I thought your role was really good. Did you audition specifically for that role, or did you do the audition and they're like, "We'd like you for this one"?
So actually, I believe I did. Yes. I think that. So actually, originally Lilith, my character, she was, I think
Lilith just sounds like a horror movie character.
Yes. Lilith sounds like a mean person, you know?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
She's got a secret, you know? Like, but yeah, Lilith, I think that for a really long time I actually mispronounced her name, and I think like in the callback I mispronounced her name. But anyways, in the original script she had brown hair and brown eyes.
Oh.
And I remember reading it, and they wanted to see me for this role, and I remember reading it and being like, okay, well, that's obviously I don't look like that.
Yeah,
but,
that's not me.
yeah, but I've had this kind of like this ongoing joke with my mom, not joke, but I've had this, ongoing thing with my mom where I always tell her that one of my favorite things to do is to change people's minds. So I've kind of done this thing a few times where, the character description will sound nothing like me or nothing like my personality or doesn't look like me. And, I like to change people's minds and, give them another option. And I was like, okay. So, and it was funny because when they cast me in the role, they were like, I was like, oh, do you want me to like dye my hair or something? And they're like, no. You totally changed our mind. We like the blonde. Lilith is our little country blonde girl. But
yeah, they made the right choice, because I don't know, you probably look fine with dark hair. I don't know, but why would you change it if you didn't need to?
Yeah, and I think it it worked out great, and it was really cool because that was them, that they originally they wanted me for that role and they had me audition. So
yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, so it was really great, and she's such a wild character. So it was really fun to explore.
I mean, are you a chicken, or do you like the scary movies?
So I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff. Maybe a little bit too much. I've always kind of been like that. I don't get fazed very easily and maybe I think a big part of that is the fact that, anytime I get scared in a movie, I remind myself, I'm like, they're just actors. They're on
it's a movie.
Because I know what goes on behind the scenes, and I know that like they're probably yelling cut, and the demon is like, hey guys, like that was good, like, so I think it makes it easier when like you've been on so many, scary sets, and that it's not scary in real life, that it makes it a little bit easier to
that makes sense to me. I mean, does it mess up your ability to enjoy a movie or TV show because you're an actor? Does that make sense?
It's funny because I have told this to my friends before, but I always know when something is really good when I forget that I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, I think that's a good benchmark.
Yeah, and I start to believe that these characters are real because, so often I'm like, oh, that was such a good monologue, or, like, I wonder if this was their audition scene, or, oh, wow, that shot is beautiful, or the cinematography, or the directing, or the writing. And like, I do think that it kind of takes me a little bit out of it, but it also makes me, respect it in a different way, which is really cool. But I actually, I watch like a ton of anime and cartoons, and I always tell my friends that I love that. And the reason behind that is I can get completely lost in it. I can, when it's either animated or, that kind of genre, I can completely get lost in it. Because, I don't know how you do that, so.
Well, yeah, that's right. I totally get that, because anime is a really good way to do that, because I don't know, it's different when you're watching like a cartoony type of thing. It doesn't feel like they're acting, even though there's people voicing.
Yes, exactly. They only exist like in that. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever done any voice work, or would you consider?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of like voiceover type stuff, but I don't think. I was in LOL Surprise. I was the voice of.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I meant to ask you about that.
It was the voice of Lone Star. I think it was two separate things that I've done that are out on Netflix. But She's
Yeah, I
adorable.
think Lone Star fits you as a name.
Thank
Like
you.
if you were a country singer and went by Lone Star, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you. I feel like I love her. She's so cool. But I love the name Lone Star.
Yeah.
All of the LOL girls, they have such cute little like style. I'm obsessed. I know that if you know,
Yeah, they all have their own little style.
oh, they do, and it's so cool. I love it. And it's really cool because I actually knew what they were before they had me come in and do the voice for her.
Oh, that's cool.
Because my god sister, super close family friend, she is like, she's younger and she is like obsessed with everything LOL. So when I found out, the first thing I thought is like, I'm so excited for this to come out because I'm going to be the coolest person to know for her. Like, I want her to be able to go to school and say like, you know, I know this.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was super cool. And I love, I love kids. I've always loved kids. Anytime
I would hope so, since you're wanting like a dozen.
Yeah, right. You would think, right? Imagine if I was like, I want 6 kids, but I hate kids.
I hate them.
Yeah, that's awful. But no, I love kids. And so it's super cool for me to be able to be like, hey, have you guys seen LOL Surprise? And they're always like, yeah. And I'm like, so fun to do because you get the best reaction from kids. They're unfiltered. So like when they're excited, they're excited. So
I bet that is fun.
Very fun. It's really cool. Makes me feel super
that's
cool.
pretty great. So let's talk. I know we got to wrap up, but let's talk music a little bit. So you've been releasing music onto Spotify, right? And I know you've got a YouTube channel as well. But do you write your own music?
I do. All of it.
That's pretty great because you've got some really good songs. Like I was listening, there was one I really liked. I want to make sure. Forgery.
Thank you. Yes.
I like that one. It seemed like I watched the video and I was like, she's got some secrets.
Thank you. I always do. That's a great one. It's so funny because it's so weird because I almost forget about them. Because as soon as like you come out with a new song, like all your attention goes to the new song, you're marketing it, you're pushing it as much as you can, making merch and all that kind of stuff, figuring out music videos. And it's so funny because, I'll listen to that song like on repeat and, for so long when we're, mastering.
Well, yeah, when you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, somebody brings up a song, that was from just a little bit before that. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that existed,
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool because, I think they're all super different and they're all from such different, periods of time.
Well, I thought your videos were pretty good.
Thank you.
For the songs. And I like that one because there's not a whole lot to it. It's mostly just you. But just the different facial expressions and things that you're doing in the video, it was like you were watching a little film or something.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a blast making that video. We filmed it in the Selfie Museum in Miami.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, they were so welcoming. They were so incredible, and they let us use, all the rooms. So it was all shot at that one place. I mean, all the different, the flower room and the mirror room.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
They had all that, and it was really, really cool. We filmed it all in like, I think it was like a few hours, and we were done. And we were out and had it done.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it was really fast, and it was so much fun to do, and it was easy, because it was just me. But yeah, music videos are funny. They're they're so different because some of them take 2 hours to film and then they're done, and then some of them take weeks. Like the Kryptonite music video took.
Kryptonite was really good too. I like that one too.
Thank you. I named my cat after that song, so but I do love that one. And that one took longer because we filmed the two separate, the part with my friend Jeff, we filmed that all in one day, and then the part where I'm at the barn, that was like weeks after.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have assumed they were close together.
Yeah, it was weeks apart. And it's funny because actually the original plan was we weren't even going to do the barn part. It was just going to be the part with Jeff. And me and my friend Nick, who is so talented, he's the one who shot it and edited it and directed it and everything.
Well, he did good.
Yeah, he's so incredible. But we were talking about it, and I was like, Nick, I feel like it needs like one other thing. And he's like, and he totally gets me. And he's like, I know what you're saying. And I was like, I have this place. And I was like, and it's super weird. And like, I don't know if we can, figure out how to film this. And he's like, no, I got it. We got it, and I trust him so much. He's one of the most artistic people that I've ever known. And we just kind of like on a whim, that day,
that's awesome.
We just went and we recorded it, and I put on some black makeup and,
there you go.
The crazy eyeshadow and everything, and little thing, and just did it, and it was all very like, I'm like grabbing eyeshadow, I'm grabbing a top, I'm grabbing a skirt. It was so last minute. But it
was good though. It's really fun. Good.
I love the creative aspect of,
do you play an instrument?
I do. I play a little bit of ukulele. I play a good amount of ukulele, a little bit of piano, a little bit of guitar, and a little bit of bass. So a little bit of everything. Probably the one that I'm the best at is probably the ukulele. But the other ones, I've grown up being surrounded by that because my dad is a musician. So
yeah. Well, that was kind of why I was asking, because I assumed he would probably show you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you do that when you were in high school? Did you play in the band or anything, or were you just in like the theater?
So I was in theater. I didn't play in the band, but the band very often had me sing for them. Sometimes there would be like school events, and I would sing, like the Star Spangled Banner or something. There was another time that I think I sang something for another event, but I was always doing that kind of stuff with my high school. Doing. I would really just sing, any chance that I got, really. And I've always kind of been like that, I've never really taken much convincing to perform.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Do you sing live at all?
Not as much as I should. But every once in a while I will. But I've had so many people be like, Tommi, you really need to do that more often. People want to see it,
I think you do. I think you've got you're a very talented actress too, but you got a really special voice, I think.
Thank you. I really love it. It's great. And it's cool to challenge yourself, because one of the coolest things about music is, you can write. You can completely change your writing style. You can completely change your vocal style. It's all so creatively.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're creative, that's probably pretty awesome to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I have so much fun too, like designing like the album covers and the the art for the singles and everything. And it's just cool. And there's so many creative aspects that go into it.
Pretty great. And you said you just released a Christmas song?
So last year, I believe, was it the year before? I don't remember actually. It was either last year or the year before.
COVID.
Who knows? But it's called Smile for Christmas, and it's super fun. It's like super like cheesy Christmas, and that's what I wanted. It's like
it should be. That's what Christmas is,
right? And so I've always had that in my head. I'm like, if I ever come out with a Christmas song, like it's gonna be like classic Christmas, like the picture on the front of it and everything. Like we made it to make it look like it was like an old timey Christmas.
Oh, I love that
album cover and everything. Like I was like, I want this to like feel like Christmas. I need the sleigh bells.
It feels like you need a Christmas song. So when you have these 6 kids, you've got a song that you can, pass on to them.
Exactly. So I do love it. It's super fun. And it's funny because my friends talked me into it too. One of my best friends in the entire world, Raina, we were hanging out on Halloween that year, and she was like, Tommi, why do you not have a Christmas song out? And I was like,
Fair.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the problem. And she's like, you need to fix that like right now. And I was like, you're so right. And I literally called my producer like that day. And I was like, awesome. we're making a Christmas song. And he's like, Tommi, it's Halloween. Because I take forever in the studio. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to write it and I'm going to come in and we'll have it done before Thanksgiving. He's like, okay, you know. But yeah, it was a good one.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. What do you have plans to like release a full album at some point?
You know, I said no for a very long time, and my friends talked me into it again.
Yeah.
And I have enough, like as it is right now. I write all the time. I have more than I could probably, you know, have 4 albums with the amount of songs that I have like in my voice memos. But yeah, I definitely at some point would love to do that. I think it's just, it all comes down to timing. You know, I've been the past
been a little busy.
Yeah, the past 2 months, I have literally been on set. I mean, constantly, which I love and I'm so happy about, but I definitely didn't have any time to work on music. So I like to switch off like that. You know, it's nice to have the option.
No, I think that's a pretty great thing too, because you can get a break from each.
Yeah, and I love both so much that it works so well to, you know, go full force into one. And then, you know, when that ends, I have, you know, the other.
Yeah, I think that's terrific.
Yeah,
well, Tommi, thank you so much. This has been the best. I knew it would be. I'm such a fan of yours. And I was a fan just on the acting side. And then I started listening to music. I'm like, shoot, pretty good voice.
Thank you. I love it. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. So a couple of little things before we wrap up. Anything else that you're working on that we can keep an eye out?
Oh gosh, yeah. So there's a new ABC series called Will Trent that I just finished filming in Atlanta. That
nice.
And then,
are you the killer?
You know I can't say any of that. You know, you know that's rule number 1. But
well, you're still fairly new at this. I thought, well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we can get it out of her, you know. But yeah, that's always like you know, my friends pretty much know at this point. They're like, you'll tell me when you can, right? And I'm like, you know I will.
That's right. But, yeah, you don't get yourself in trouble.
No, never. But it's so funny because I always err on the side of caution with that kind of stuff. I'm always like, I don't know what I can say, so I'm gonna say
right.
no. You know,
that's right.
But
you so don't know, don't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. So I just finished filming that. And then also while I was in Atlanta, I just finished filming a Netflix series. And which, like I just said,
What's the genre? What's the genre of this?
Oh, the genre. I think it's a comedic drama. I think that's
very good.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm going by like, it's a Netflix series, and you know how Netflix, like when it comes up on the screen, it like says the 3 words that describe it. I'm thinking like, I'm like witty, charming, playful. Like, I'm like, you know, like, but I'm like, that's not a genre.
No.
But yeah, so it's the season 3 of that show. But Ooh. It was fantastic filming it, and I will be in that.
Well, I'm excited to hear which one that is. I wonder if we're already watching.
You know, my Instagram is full of updates all the time.
Well, that was my next question. So I'm assuming once you're able to tell us this stuff, you'll put it on social media. So where can we find you on social media?
Yes, I always say the minute I can tell you, I will. You know.
That's right.
Yeah, and then and both of those things will be coming out. Actually, I think that Will Trent is coming out sooner, but I know that the Netflix series, the season 3, is coming out sometime in 2023. And then also in 2023 is a film that I just finished. I just wrapped as well, that I filmed in Virginia. Called Catch a Killer. It's fantastic. The script is
Are You the Killer?
You know, I can't tell you. You know, I can never say. Just assume.
Are you catching the killer?
But no,
that's awesome.
It was fantastic cast. I had so much fun filming it. The script is insane. I'm really, really excited for that to come out. But that's been basically the past few weeks of my life.
That's busy.
Yeah, it's been those 3 things, and they were all fantastic. I'm really excited about all of them. So 2023, you're going to see me a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So where can we find you? Where's your social media at?
So all of my social media is Tommi Rose, Tommi with an I, Rose like the flower, is what I always say.
Yeah, the I think helps you out because you come right up.
Yeah, it works out very nicely. But yeah, all of my social platforms are Tommi Rose across the board. I'm on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, and
I was gonna say, are you brave enough for TikTok?
A great way to put it. I feel like everybody started TikTok as a joke, and then it wasn't anymore. But I started it in 2020 when I was like really bored. And I kind of just use it for sometimes music, sometimes like if I'm wearing a cool outfit or something, how
the stuff you do.
There's really no guidelines on TikTok. It's kind of just, whatever, whenever.
I mean, do you dance at all?
No.
Yeah,
that is
me either.
That is not. I'll do Just Dance. I'm very good at Just Dance.
Okay.
But besides that, no. So, yeah.
I'm like, I'm on there, but I'm not brave enough to do anything.
I think I did a dance like once or twice, and it's so funny because I have some of the people that follow me on my social medias and everything, like they'll comment on like everything that I post, and they're so cute, they're great. And it was so funny because they're almost always so supportive. And I remember I posted like one dancing video with because my friend like forced me to do it, and because she's like an incredible dancer, she's like, please let me teach you and we can post it, right? And I posted it, and everybody was like, we can see why you sing. I'm like, thanks. But it's okay. I already knew. But yes. But it's fun. So why not? I don't take it seriously. So
that's the key. If you take yourself too serious, then you end up just getting upset.
Yeah, and you lose the fun in life.
Right.
Nothing's fun if you can't make fun of yourself a little bit. And I feel like I've mastered that art. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got that nailed down.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, Tommi, thank you so much, and you definitely have to come back.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like we need to do a podcast just on gluten-free eating.
I know. I was just thinking that because really it's so wild, how many people, I mean, even people that don't have an allergy. I have so many friends that have gone gluten-free because I bake all the time, and I'll make them, and they're like, Tommi, like I feel better. Like mentally, like it's a good way to
just better.
Yeah. And there's just so many people that are, don't even have an allergy and are going gluten-free, just because it just feels good. And
although we sound like two people that can't eat gluten that are trying to convince everybody else to give up.
Yeah, honestly, there might be a little bit of selfishness. And the funny thing is as well, is like before I went gluten-free and before I found out I had an allergy, I was always like, God, I hate when gluten-free people try to force it on me. And now I'm the CEO of forcing the gluten-free lifestyle on my friends. But whatever.
How are you in restaurants though? Because like I hate having to say I can't have gluten. Do you have a gluten-free menu or what kind of? I hate bringing that stuff up. I'm almost to the point where I'd be like, I'll just be sick. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm really bad with it because now that my brother is also gluten-free and so is my mom, now I'll bring it up and it's easier to be like the whole table's gluten-free. So
that makes it a lot easier.
Right? Yeah, what I normally say is I have a gluten allergy, so if I order something that has gluten in it, stop me. So I'll say that.
Oh, that's smart. See, I like that. Yeah. See, I make my poor wife handle, and she never complains. She's always like, he's got to have gluten. Like I'm a little kid that can't say it for myself. I'm like,
oh, that's sweet though.
I really do.
I used to have my mom order for me all the time. And then I just, I was like, all right, I'm a grown adult.
You're a grown ass woman. You're going to order.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to, bite the bullet and order my own food.
Eventually I'll get there, but I'm not there.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm just like, I'm very pitiful. I can't order myself.
There's an app and it's called Find Me Gluten Free, and I use it all the time. Yeah,
I'm gonna write that down.
Find Me Gluten Free, and it is so great, and it has made my life so much easier.
I'm gonna do that because that probably helps with traveling.
Oh, it's amazing. And it helps so much with traveling. Yelp helps too. I'm always on.
I'm on Yelp quite a bit.
Yeah. So,
you learn the tricks.
Yeah. I normally call beforehand and I'm like, hey, I hate to be this person, but
I'm going to be.
They're really cool about it, so.
That's awesome. Well, Tommi, you have to come back. This was so much fun.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. This has been the best. Okay, hold on one second. I am such a fan of Tommi Rose. I was a fan of hers on the acting side. But oh my gosh, do yourself a favor and go listen to her sing. Her voice, unbelievable. What a talent. I'm so happy we were able to get her on the show. If you would like to see her acting, Savannah Haunting is out now, and it's really good. It's really good. Not too gory, kind of scary. Also has Jenna Shaw is on as well, and I interviewed her last week. We haven't posted that one yet, but it should be out shortly. Jenna's terrific in it too, so lots of good reasons to check that one out. Please do so. If you enjoyed this interview and you want to help us out, we've got a YouTube channel. It's MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. It's free. Give you tons of good content. I promise you'll find people on there that you just absolutely love. So check that out. YouTube MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. You can also find, we are closing in on 500 episodes. We posted number 482 today. You can find all of those audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. If we're doing anything in studio, if we're going on location, if we're covering a convention, that'll be on the website, meistercon.com. So please check that out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, bye, everybody.